So, just really quickly, I want to make a video about talking about Raven-Symoné, and her comments on The View yesterday, and really not yesterday. I think it was Thursday that she said this, and honestly, just everything she said over the past year. Yep, it's actually been about a year this month, probably in a couple of days here, when she started all these stupid things. Okay, so we all know Raven as Olivia from The Cosby Show. She was in Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Of course, she played Raven Baxter on That's So Raven. Galleria and the Cheetah Girls. What was her name in Xenon? Nebula, I believe, in Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. All those, College Road Trip. Her failed show, State of Georgia. Um, yeah, all that stuff. I think there was one more thing that she was in, that I remember for. Oh, Doctor Dolittle, all that stuff. So, she's definitely made a mark with her career. Um, and before last year, she was super respected. She was someone that I looked up to. Incredibly successful black woman. You can't take that away from her. What she's done. However, you can fault her for the stupid things that have been coming out of her mouth for the past year. So, it all started when she was talking to Oprah and her "Where Are They Now" segment. Um, it seemed like it was going well. I heard about her talking about like child stars and how why she was able to make it out in one piece, whereas other ones, her or others in her cohort or whatever, failed at doing that and really, you know, um, just kind of like faltered and got into things that they shouldn't have and stuff. And she and like Hillary Duff were some of the only ones who really made it out, to be successful. So then she started talking about labels and stuff, and at first I'm sitting here trying to think. I'm like, okay, let's see where she goes with this. And she said she doesn't want to be labeled African American, and she's not. She's American, and that's a colorless human being or whatever. So it's like what? So she says she doesn't want to label herself, and then goes on to label herself. She said she wasn't gay. The one she says she wasn't gay, and she just is a human that loves humans. I get that. Sexuality is fluid, so I do get what she said about that. Moving on, we go to I want to say, was it the Likes Girls or Dark Girls? There was two documentaries. I didn't watch either one, but she was talking about how she couldn't get the role for That Soraya because she wasn't dark enough. So she would like spend hours tanning just to get the role, which was weird. But I was like, well, maybe there is some truth to that. So then fast forward, and that wasn't really much of anything, but it was strange that she said that. And I don't know, it just seemed really weird that that would be a reason. But you know what? It's Disney. I don't put anything past them. Moving on, we go to her talking about she's from every continent in Europe except for one, and every continent in Africa except for one, just to further, um, I guess, expand on what she said on Oprah. In which case, I was like, okay, but okay, obviously, you can't have a continent within a continent. Like that doesn't work. So, um, I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what was going through her head when she made that statement. But apparently, she thought it was right because otherwise, okay, good, that's off. Um, Otherwise, she wouldn't have made that. At first, I thought it was maybe a slip of the tongue, but then she said it again, and I was like, oh no, she actually thinks this. So I don't know, like, if she was never taught that continents aren't in continents, that countries are in continents. Number one, and number two, the logic behind being from over 100 and like that's, I think that equates to 104 countries total. that she has roots too. So it's like that's impossible. Yeah, 104, and then if you count the U.S., which she's part of, that's 105. And yeah, no, that so that was I don't know what was going on, but she that proved that she was just stupid. Then she kind of went on, made several. She went on The View, made several appearances on The View. Yeah, she made several appearances on The View, and in each appearance, kind of made stupid comments about just everything. And she was just a guest co-host, and then the fact that she just says all this outlandish stuff, um, she kind of cemented her role as a regular co-host on The View at 29, which I guess is a huge accomplishment, but she got this accomplishment for being stupid. I don't know. So, and she goes on to say, okay, then she really just stick her foot in her mouth. Go on to say she doesn't like Black Lives Matter. It should be All Lives Matter and all that stuff, which is just dumb itself. That, of course, like I don't need to go over that. Of course, all lives matter, but that's not the problem that we're talking about right now. Um, Again, that's like going and looking at somebody's house that's on fire and being like, all houses matter, and pouring water on the house next to it that's not on fire. All houses do matter because people gotta live and shelter and stuff, but the house that you're pouring water on that's not on fire doesn't really isn't what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the house that's on fire. Or if you're at a cancer event and you're like, well, all diseases matter or all cancers matter. It's like, okay, well, we're talking about breast cancer right now. And yeah, all cancers are serious and need to be talked about, but I'm talking about breast cancer. So you can wait. So it's like that. Um, so she says stupid stuff about that. And then I'm losing track of all the stupid stuff she said. Of course, the Michelle Obama thing, which she caught major flack for, deservedly so. And just recently, she just said that she would discriminate people based on their name, and that she would not hire someone whose name is Watermelon Andrea, or she was saying other things. I think King Kong Nishwa or something was another one that I read that they were talking about. I don't know. All I know is that I looked at that and that was the last straw for me. Like my respect for her has been dwindling super quickly over the past year. Never had respect for someone drop this quickly before in my life. Someone that I had an immense amount of respect for. And then she just started talking about all this stuff, and today it's just like, okay, so you're telling me you, Raven-Symoné, Christina Perman, or Pierman, yeah, Raven-Symoné, Christina Pierman, okay, you go by Raven-Symoné, Raven and Simone, Raven hyphen Simone, Simone spelled Symone. And we know that the proper way of spelling that, going by Raven's logic, is Simone, based off of Simon, Simon. Okay? Now we look at that, and then we look at the accent mark over Simone. Doesn't change the pronunciation at all, but it's there. So you're telling me that she's discriminating against black people, because that's what she's getting. She's discriminating against black people for their names when herself, is a black name that she would get discriminated for by her own logic. You see where I'm getting? You see how, as much as it internalized racism and just self hatred that is, how stupid it is as well. Because she's not. It's not like her name, and I'm not even trying to say this as like saying that it would be better, but it's not like her name was Becky or Susan or Molly or Stephanie or something. Her name is Raven-Symoné. Simone with an apostrophe. You see how ironic that is? And on top of that, the fact that I know and I know she's not talking about Trey Melvin. I'm pretty sure she's not talking about Trey Melvin. I don't think she knows who Trey Melvin is. But um, he has this character called Watermelon Drea Jones. She pulled out the name Watermelon Drea. Um, the fact that she not only did she like not go to the names that they always say, like Shaniqua or Lakeisha or all that stuff, she went far and pulled out Watermelon Andrea. Okay, so right there, that just shows a lot of self hatred, a lot of internalized racism, that she went that far to try and prove her point. Um, you know, it is, and I'm just sitting here and just as I'm hearing all this stuff, and today was or Thursday when I first saw it, and then I woke up on Friday morning and really like read and saw it right before I went to work. Um, I just was in awe, um, because she's just so stupid and she just won't shut up. And I'm just like, what happened to the Raven who? And I'm pretty sure at this point she was like involved in the episode making of That's So Raven. What happened to the Raven who was in True Colors, that That's So Raven episode where Raven Baxter was discriminated against and did not get a job because she was black, but Chelsea did get the job because she was white, and Chelsea did not have. Raven was way more qualified for the job than Chelsea was, but Chelsea got the job. And they went in, and the manager actually said that the reason she didn't get the job was because she was black. So I'm pretty sure she at that point she was starting to get more involved with those episodes. So you did this, why? Like, that's the part that is so strange to me, because it's like, yeah, she was playing a character, okay, I get that, but there was a point when she started to get more involved in the episodes, in the making of the episodes, and that just isn't sitting right with me, because it's like, so you're making these episodes and you're telling us about discrimination and all this stuff, and yet you don't even know what you're talking about. Like you're doing the exact things that you're telling us were terrible to